Okay, so we are studying about impedance, like impedance verification. Okay, so definition here, you can see the definition of impedance is understanding resistance in electrode connections and why low impedance is essential for signal quality. That's what what we are going to do. Okay, so we need the low impedance. Low impedance means the amount, the value, the impedance, the value of this impedance supposed to be low. If the impedance is high, then signal is not going to be good. Signal, if this is high, signal is bad. If the impedance is low, signal is good. Does it make sense? Okay. Now if the impedance is high, let's say C4 M1, this signal will look like this. High impedance. Okay. Now let's say this is no good. It doesn't look good. But if the impedance is low, C4 M1 will look like this. Okay, so here we can see spindles, K complex, we can see everything that we need. This is alpha. But if impedance is high, then we will see like artifact. This is artifact. Artifact means unnecessary like signals that we don't need them. Okay, so that's the difference. That's why we always want to have like low impedance. Does it make sense? Low impedance. Here now the next thing, so what is the low impedance means? Now let's check this one. The acceptable impedance level. The acceptable impedance level, that is typically less than 5K. This is the standard, 5 kilo ohm. Okay, that's called 5 kilo ohm. 5 kilo ohms. That's the standard. But preferably, it has to be lower than 2K. So you may be thinking right now, what is this 2K? What is this 4K, 5K? This is the level, like this is the impedance level, the value. There's a different like 5K, 2K. The impedance level value will be different level. Like let's say it says 2K. Like ohm, 5K ohms, 10K and 25K. So these are the values that you will see on the software. So this one is this value is the standard. Okay, so what is the standard mean? Standard means when in your examination, if the question come, what is the standard value? Look, this is the acceptable value, this is the standard. So like let's say, what is the recommended impedance in an electrode? Then you are going to, the answer is going to be B. What is the recommended impedance level for EEG? If the question comes like this, then its answer is, let's see if there is answer. Yes, His answer is B. Okay, less than 5 kilo ohms. Impedance should ideally be less than 5 kilo ohm with the preferred target. Yeah, this is the preferred target that we target less than 2 kilo ohm, but like if the question come, this is the standard. Okay, does it make sense? Do you understand? Alright, let me
What's the difference between standard?
what is the difference between, okay, let me show you just a second. Every technician, when they run the study, they have to check the impedance. But sometimes the technician will not. Alright, this study does not have that. Well, I'm checking, let's see if I can show you some of the studies. What is the difference between, you're asking what is the difference between 2K and 5K?
Yes, because preferably
Yeah,
that means they prefer
preferred, okay?
clinic homes
Yeah,
that it's a good results.
yeah, let's
More
say,
than five.
yeah, let's say this one. Suppose, okay, this one is like 5K. This one is 5K. And yeah, this one is 5K. And this one, okay, hold on. Yeah, this one is 2K. So I just want to tell you, like let's say this is the difference. Like this one, check it out. The difference between, okay, difference between this, like this is 5K. This is 2K. In 2K you can see clear zigzags, but in 5K it is like all artifacts.
There is more thick.
Yeah, this is 5K. This is 5K. You can see more clean waves, right? So, okay, first of all, we need to understand what is this? What is 5K and 2K? All right, so the electrode we place over here on the head, right? We place on the head. Then it gives, and we measure some impedance. We measure the impedance, and that impedance comes as a value on the screen. On the sleep study screen, it comes with the value, and you can see literally over there the value, and sometimes you'll see like the value is higher than 2K, and sometimes 5K, sometimes 10K, like that. So because the value is, if the value is high, the connection between electrode and the skin is not very good. And if the value is the distance between skin and the electrode. Okay, look, this is the skin, scalp, head, and this electrode is right here, and this distance, if this distance is 10 kilo ohm, if this distance is 10 kilo ohm, then this will be not very good signal. But if this distance is closer, like let's say now this distance is 5 kilo ohm, 5, that means electrode and skin are closer, so the signal will be nice. And if this electrode is placed over the skin very nicely, and the distance is less than 2 kilo ohm, then the signal look even nice with all K complex and spindles and everything. Signal, it is all about signal. This is 10, this is 5, this is 2. Okay, but it is very difficult to get 2. It is very difficult to get 2 kilo ohm. So 5 kilo ohm is the standard. That means AASM is the organization who makes the rule for the sleep study polysomnography thing. They say 5 kilo ohm is a standard. If you get less than 5 kilo ohm, you are good. Okay, if you get less than 2 kilo ohm, you are the best. If you get less than 10, it is okay, but not acceptable. If you get less than 10, then you have to go clean again and clean your hair again very nicely with the new prep, and place the lead again and press it nicely, and then go and check, and your impedance will come lower than 10, maybe lower than 5, then you're good. If it comes lower than 7, 8, still it's no good. So that means when you are placing the electrode on the head, make sure you're cleaning the spot location very nicely, okay, with your Q-tip, okay, with your Q-tip. You have to clean the spot nicely, new prep and Q-tip. Clean the spot nicely and then place the electrode over there. And if you do that, if you cleaned it nicely and place the electrode, then you will get less than 5 kilo ohm. And the best thing to do is like clean the spot and wipe it with the alcohol wipes, okay, and wipe it with the alcohol wipes and then place the electrode. Then you'll get a really good signal. Does it make sense? Because the other day you did the hookup. Let me get your okay. This is the head. This is the head. Now I want to place electrode here. Okay, and then I have to clean it really nice. With the Q-tip and new prep. Clean it really nice. Clean it very nicely, because there may be oil, there may be other kind of scalp, some kind of dirt, dust or anything. So you have to clean it and then wipe it, and then with the alcohol wipe clean it. And after that you'll see the scalp over there. Place the electrode right there and check the impedance. And when you check the impedance, it comes really clean. It comes like less than 2. Not that difficult to get less than 2. I always get less than 2, no problem. But because sometimes we have 2 patients, 3 patients, and it is difficult because we don't have enough time to keep rubbing and scrubbing. We have to make sure when we clean it nicely but gently, because if we do it the hard way, very hard, the patient may be complaining because it's maybe burning sensation they may feel. That's why we have to be careful when we scrub it, rub it, okay? But we have to do it gently and then clean it and wipe it with the alcohol and then place the electrode. And in that way we will get a clean and less than 2 kilo ohms. Make sense? Okay. Any question?
No.
Okay. So now let's see. It says methods to check impedance. Now how can we check the impedance? It says like using the impedance checker or PSD system to verify electrode contact. So that one is like when you're running the study. When you're running the study, there is an impedance checker on the screen. Okay, it comes right. Okay, let me show you. Okay. Alright, do you see here this level? It is coming like black. I don't know why it's coming black. Okay, I think. Okay. Alright, you see here?
Yes.
You see here like this green, and this one is light green. The green is less than 5 and light green is less than 2 kilo ohm. This is the signal we can. Okay. Okay, anyway, on this system you'll see the color. So whenever your connection is less than 2, it is light green, and you also can see the how far it has been. If this is this far, that means this one is better than this one, and this one is better than this one, right? And the lowest one is, can you tell which one is the lowest impedance? Which one is the lowest impedance? Like here you see F3 M2, F4 M1, C3 is M2, C4 M1, O1 M2, O2 M1. Which one is the less than 2 impedance? Who is the best one? Best signal?
Leg 2.
Which one?
Leg 2.
Oh, leg 2. Okay, but you can see here O1, O2 M1 and O1 M2. This is even less, you see? Green. So these are the best one. These are the best one. Maybe, can you see it, or I have to increase the size? Like, alright, here you see the signal, check it out. The light green is better. Now this O1 M2 and O2 M1, you told me like leg 2, right?
Yeah.
Leg 2 is light green, but up to here. This is big and this is small. Yeah, a small line. And look at this, it changes the signal. You see now this F3 M2 all red, right? Red. When it is red, this becomes like this. This is not acceptable. That's bad signal. Alright, so every time it can change, like look, this is good now. And now which one is the best?
O2 M1.
Good. Yes, O2 M1. That's the best one. Now let's see. Now which one is best?
Also M1.
O2 M1. Yeah, O2 M1, O1 M2, and C4, C3. Mostly they're looking better, right? So
M3 M2.
yeah, these are all looking better. Now you see when I move this, these are moving too. These signals are moving too. Impedance level are moving too, right?
Mhm.
Okay. Now this is really good. I mean, you see all are green and all are lower value. I'm checking, like I'm trying to find out the lowest one and the best one. Look, now O1 and O2 is always best, right? Always better. C4, C3, C4 is better too. And F3, F4 are good. Now, alright. Like, let me ask you, which one is better now? Okay, F3. Can you see F3 and F4? Which is better, F3 or F4?
F4.
Okay. Which one is better, C3 or C4?
C4.
Okay, good. C4 and O1, which one is better?
O1.
Okay. Leg, left leg, right leg, which one is better?
Leg 2 is little bit better than one.
Yeah, R, right one is a little bit better. Okay, CEMG, chin and leg 1, which one is better?
Yeah,
CEMG is better, right? Because leg 1 is right up to here and this one is here. Check it out when I move. What about O1? What do you think about O1 M2?
O1 is bad.
Whenever you see like that, you may have to go to the room and check the wire, or you have to press the wire lead. So this is no good. If you find like this, it's no good. Look, it is decreasing now. Whenever I'm moving, it is decreasing. It is now, here it was red. After some time, now is turned to green. So whenever it is green, that means, look, red, red, green. So what happens is sometimes when patient move, when sometimes patient is moving, at the time the electrode may get loose. When the electrode gets loose, the impedance value goes higher. And sometimes, whenever we see red, we don't have to go immediately because patient may be moving, trying to settle. So once we see the patient is settled down, and then it turns green. Now here, you saw that O1 was red because patient was moving here, right? Patient is moving here. By this electrode, you can say the dark electrode. Now patient is moving. Now patient is settling. So impedance is decreasing now. Now it turned green. Check it out. Now it's getting higher and lower. Now it's so good. Here from dark green, it now light green. Light green is the best. Now whenever it gets light green, the signal looks better. Okay, the patient is still moving, but anyway, the impedance is good. Okay, which one is the best among these electrodes? Which one has the best signal?
O2
That's good. And another is C3. What do you think about C3 and O2? Which one is better?
Yes. C3.
C3 is better. Good. So now you know if the value of the impedance is low, then the signal looks good. So almost all of this F3, F4, C3, C4, O1, O2 has a better signal on this one. Impedance is better. So in that case, what happens is you will see really nice signal, clean signal. This is clean signal because the impedance level is better. See? So whenever the impedance is high, like O1, look, and all are green, dark green, and O1 is bad. So signal doesn't look good. Look, now O1 is even worse. Seems like this O1 came off. You see, O1 came off, right?
Yeah.
O1 is bad. I can drop the signal down like this. O1 is bad. Now let's check if the technician went in and fixed it. You see this O1, this is all, this long, this is O1. Oh my goodness, O1 is bad. O1 is bad. Let's check if the technician will fix this O1 or not. O1 is still bad. Okay, now here, this is O1. Look, one channel can mess up the whole study. Look, this O1 is so bad here. And now, it seems like technician fixed the O1. Okay. So it is fixed now. O1 is fixed. But the thing is, technician did not put any okay. Technician did not put the note on it. You see here, CPAP increased to 7 for OH. So this is the technician supposed to put all the document all the everything here. Let's check. One was bad. Oh man. Okay, O1 was bad here. Now, after a while, it seems like, now let me check. Now here, O1 was bad. That means technician may be in the room fixing the O1. Now O1 is fixed, but technician did not put a comment. So we have to put a comment over here. Look. So what I'm going to do now is TIR. Normally we TIR, technician in room, to fix the O1. Okay, TIR means take in room to fix the O1. Did you understand? The technician has to note it, everything. Whatever technician do, the technician did not do it. That's why I fix it. But every time something happens to like that, you have to put a note over there so that the scoring tech will see what happened. And other thing, there's a several note, and every time we put a note, like let's say TIR to fix the room, if you check here and type, look here, TIR, you see here, TIR to fix O1, right?
Yeah.
If I double click this one, then it takes me right here. See the system? So what I did is, like, on the system, on the side here, look at this side here, event, right? This is event, this is event. Can you see this? Can you see this? Alright, check this out. See, this event is blinking. When I click this and you scroll down, you will see TIR to fix O1. And if I double click, then here is the raw data. It goes to the raw data and tells me here is that fixing thing. If I come back to this one, and if I see this technician says CPAP increase, if I double click this one, it takes me to the that channel or that epoch where the technician increase the signal, like anything. Like, let's say here the technicians increase the thing, then if I double click, it takes me to CPAP increase to 7. So everything you write down on that, it comes over here, event tab. Okay, this is event tab. This is raw data. This is raw data. This is event, and this is trend. And we will know. We will study about event like trend also later. Okay. So next thing, let's go check this one now. All right. So we are in this part right now. Now here's the troubleshooting. Troubleshooting high impedance. Because we saw that the high impedance gives a bad signal, right? Yeah. Because we saw practically when the impedance level is high, it red, the lead will come off, or when the lead is off, then impedance level is pretty high. So that means we have to fix it. And how can we fix it? The fixing is, it says, what is the cause? Causes like poor skin preparation. The high impedance can happen because of poor skin preparation, dried paste. The new prep paste, if it is dry, no good new prep, that happens. Loose electrode, if the electrode is loose, then it can happen. And corrective action, how can we correct it? We can reapplying the paste. First thing, we can reapply some paste or rescrubbing the skin. We can scrub the skin. Okay. I'm here right now. Okay. So how can we do it? We have the corrective actions. How can we correct it? First thing, we can reapply the paste, or we can reapply the electrode, or re-scrubbing the skin. We have to scrub the skin so that, and then reapply the electrode. So that's what it is. That's how we can do it. Now the next thing is, let's check what else we can do. Now the next thing is common errors. What are the common errors? The high impedance. Okay, common errors, it means like what are the problem, why the graphics doesn't look good, because of the high impedance, right? And the other thing is breezing, that means low impedance between two electrodes. And what is this low impedance between two electrodes? And electrode displacement. Alright, breezing, let me tell you what is the breezing. What is breezing means? Okay, now the breezing means whenever there is a in between two electrodes, in between two electrodes, if the, alright, let me show you this. Now here's the thing, it says high impedance. The impedance value is greater than 25 kilo ohm, then signal looks bad, signal doesn't look good. Okay, that's the one problem. It says what are the common error means problem. What kind of error we can see? The first error is high impedance. If the impedance is high, the signal will not look good. The second thing is low impedance. There is a low impedance. It says between two electrodes. That means this is the another problem. So what happens is this is the head. This is the head. You have F3 here, and in 20%, 25% distance there's a F frontal, right? F3. This is C3. Suppose this is C3. This is F3. The distance between C3 and F3 is supposed to be 25%. But your measurement is, if your measurement is wrong, this is C4, this is F4. This is F4. Suppose somebody measured it wrong, and instead of here, C3 is here, C4 is here, and this distance is only 10%. Okay, and he placed the electrode here, one electrode here, one electrode here. So what happened? The distance between these two electrodes is low, is wrong. So low impedance here, low impedance here. In both of these are low impedance, which is good, but because the distance between these two is very small, and that gives also a artifact. The signal will not look good. Okay? Because every electrode has some kind of surrounding. This electrode sends signal from this surrounding. Okay, this electrode is catching the signal from this surrounding, and if you keep another here electrode, then what happens? This electrode has this surrounding, right, like this, and this part is all combined, and this part, it cannot go this side or this side. It is like conflict. Now, do you understand this thing? So this is what it says about here. It says here low impedance you see low impedance between two electrodes. In between two electrodes, if the distance or electrode displacement, if the electrode displacement or distance is lower and the measurement is no good, at that time we get that kind of problem too. Okay, that's why our measurement must be, this must be exact. Now here you see, here maybe this, like this. Look, this is good. The signal goes here, this signal goes here. And there is a gap, no problem. But here, this signal is going, this side is common. So signal is not going to be good because these two electrodes are very 10% only distance. Makes sense, right? Any question?
No.
Okay. So that is called impedance. So what is impedance? Impedance is the value of the connection between electrode and skin. The value of the connection of electrode and skin, that is called impedance, and that the standard impedance is less than 5 kilo ohms. Okay, 5 kilo ohms. Forget about 2 kilo, 10 kilo, 25 kilo. Think about 5 kilo ohms. That's the standard value. Because in the exam, if it comes like what is the standard value of impedance, EEG impedance, then you have to say less than 5. Now let's think about calibration thing. Okay. Now the next thing we will see, calibration. What is calibration procedure? What is calibration? Calibration means like measuring, checking the value. How can we check the value of the impedance? The checking impedance is the calibration, or calibration is making sure all the wires are working good. If the wires are not working good, then we cannot function, or we cannot perform polysonography. So calibration is to find out whether how the wires are working. And the purpose of calibration. What is the purpose of calibration? The purpose of calibration is like ensuring the accuracy of signal, ensuring the accuracy of the signal before the study begins. Okay? Accuracy, whether the signals are correct or not. If the signals are not correct, we cannot run the sleep study. Okay? That's why that process is called calibration. Calibration is the process to find out our electrodes are working good. Impedance is the value, that's the number. And looking at that number, we can tell the connection between electrode and the skin. That's it. That's it. Okay? That's nothing more than that. Impedance means the value of the electrode and the skin connection. What is the connection of that value? That's it. But calibration process means how can we find out the electrodes are working good? And what is the purpose of that? Calibration is to make sure the electrodes are, the signals are accurate. If the signals are not accurate, we cannot run the sleep study. The next thing, there is a types of calibration. How many types of calibration? The first one is called biocalibration. First one is called biocalibration. Okay, bio means our body. That is bio. Calibration is how can we do without body? How can we check the calibration? How can we calibrate without body? Okay, by the bodily movement we can calibrate our signals. That's the one thing. So that's the one thing is biocalibration. Another is instrument calibration. Instrument means the device, the software. Those are called the instrument calibration. Now let's check the biocalibration is the patient follows the instruction. Okay, the patient follows the instruction that we give. So there's a certain types of instructions the patient will follow. Like here, if you, for example, open your eyes and close your eyes. Open eyes, close eyes, and next is deep breaths. Take a deep breath. Okay, leg movements, move your legs up and down, those kind of things. Verify proper signal recording. That means to find out the properly calibration, to do the proper calibration from the, that's called a biocalibration. We ask patient for, like, close your eyes, open your eyes. There's a certain way. It's not like you can do any way you want to, but there's a certain way that you have to say that. Like, let's say, close your eyes for 30 seconds, and patient closes his eyes, and then you check the waves, if there's alpha waves or not. Because when patient closes his eyes, the signal's supposed to be alpha waves, mostly O1 and O2, because that's right behind the eyes. You will see alpha waves on O1 and O2. Plus, all the channels will give alpha waves. Then you say, open your eyes for 30 seconds. When the patient opens eyes, alpha waves are gone. So it creates the mixed frequency beta waves. So you will see all the beta waves, mixed frequency beta waves, different types of frequencies. So then you'll tell your patient, look left and right, eyes only, like left, right. But we will see, we will come over there, how we do. But you need to understand right now, is like biocalibration is some kind of instructions that we give to the patient, and they perform those instructions to figure out the signals are accurate. The next thing is checking the instrumental. It's a checking amplifier and software and settings for accuracy. That is called instrumental biocalibration. Okay, so we check certain ways, certain values of instrumental calibration. And now check this one out here. Common calibration signals. To EEG, we say blinking eyes movement. Oculogram, left and right eyes movement. Like for EMG, we say grind your teeth. That's muscle calibration. For heart rate confirmation, we check the heart. And respiratory. Anyway, this is like all together in one place, but we need to, there's a certain way of doing calibration, and we will see that calibration. How can we do the calibration, correct way of doing calibration. Now, alright, so in that way, this is about calibration, this is about impedance, verification of impedance, and calibration. Alright, let me check if there's a okay. Now